welcome to the final episode of Fighting Climate Crisis, a series dedicated to the environment conducted in association with UNICEF India. In this episode, we are going to look at an effective solution to tackling the most crucial element in the whole climate crisis scenario. But before we do, here's a question for you. How many kilograms of waste does India generate per day? Believe it or not, India generates about 2 lakh kilograms of waste every day. So what do we do about it? Here are 3 simple ways of tackling this issue. Number 1. Reduce your consumption. Remember the 3 R's: reduce, reuse and recycle? E-commerce and other technological developments have widened our choices. We are now consumers of numerous products. So the first step is to distinguish between the products that we truly need from those we only crave to have. This makes it easier for us to manage our waste at home. In fact, the term reduce ought to be given more preference over the term reuse. Why? Rishi Aggarwal, the founder director of the Mumbai Sustainability Center, tells us more. But why do you say that the scope for reuse is actually shrinking lately?
30 years back or whatever, there was a period of scarcity. Pre-91 India was a period of scarcity, and people tended to reuse things, like even clothes. You would wear a shirt and then instead of discarding it, give it to your younger sibling or somebody else, etc. Because there was a shortage for books, for textbooks, etc. But especially in the past 10-15 years, we've entered an age of plenty, and also price reducing, too much of choice, and that has led to people not really putting any preference to reuse, because you have much better options and gadgets available for that convenience. So that's why I think reuse has been significantly, and that's why we say if you have to discard, then discard it responsibly.
Number 2. Segregate responsibly. The segregation of waste can actually resolve problems related to household waste to a large extent. Typically, you have food waste, dry waste, and medical waste. While many are aware of how food waste can be used to generate biogas or for composting, medical waste, including syringes, medicine bottles, and even sanitary pads, are dicey to handle due to the hygiene factor. So, how does one go about discarding a product such as sanitary pads? Here is what Rishi Aggarwal has to say. You mentioned that there is something called medical waste, or waste that cannot lie around at your house for too long but are part of your household. In these cases, when you say reduce consumption, or think of other alternatives, it's a bit of a hygiene question as well, don't you think?
Now, if you look at the menstrual hygiene, a lot of us have been advocating the use of menstrual cups. Now, menstrual cups completely obviates the need for sanitary pads. And I mean, we have so many women who are now using it and have absolutely no complaints about it. And so just this one simple activity actually removes the generation of post-consumer waste. But having said that, yes, if you are still generating, and there are 5 or 7 categories, then that is why the standard operating procedures have been laid down very well in the waste management rules of 2016. That if you put your domestic hazardous waste securely, and it is supposed to be put in a red color bag or something with a red label, and it goes to your waste collection within the building, and then from there it goes to the secure collection vehicle of the municipal corporation, then that vehicle also has its own standard operating procedures, and it is supposed to be disposed in a responsible manner.
Number 3. Inculcate the skills at home. Waste management has to become an essential element of running a household. When families work together, policies and systems pertaining to this issue begin to yield results. How? Rishi Aggarwal explains. So, do you agree that the solution to climate change actually starts at home?
100%, absolutely. Each family, by the choices, how they decide to travel, how much they decide to travel, how they consume products, how they discard products, how they, a lot of things, their political views, how they petition the government, local government for policies, how they participate in various environmental issues related to the city. These are all happening very fundamentally at the family level. And once families choose to do that, I think the government will also become a lot more responsive.
While municipal corporations and many NGOs have worked towards ensuring that the waste that we generate is managed effectively, the onus continues to be on the citizen. Sorry, take two. Take two. Many municipal corporations and NGOs have worked with the citizens to help them manage their waste effectively. But it is up to each and every one of us to act responsibly and be responsible residents of the planet. If not, the garbage piles are only going to get bigger and the climate is bound to get harsher by the day. For the complete conversation with Rishi Aggarwal of the Mumbai Sustainability Center, click the link in the description box below. Until next time, this is Gitanjali Diwakar signing off.